It leaks like that. What you do is... We're back. Stoney and Bill, 97.1, The Ticket. We were posing the question. Drew Sharp, in his column, pointed out that this is it. This is make or break for Jim Caldwell and the Lions. What does he need to do to keep his job? We're 2 games in, which, what does that mean? I mean, they're 4-0 in the season. They were 0-16, so that doesn't really mean anything. But they were 7-9 last year. They really haven't improved. They lost Calvin. They got 2 good receivers, but that's still not going to, what does that change, really? They've got to improve. Stoney says they have to make the playoffs for him to keep his job.
I'd endorse his job if he didn't make the playoffs.
Sure.
I am no Jim Caldwell fan.
What does he need to do to keep his job? Jim in Lake Orion, you're on 97.1 The Ticket. This isn't Jim Caldwell, is it? Hello?
Hello?
Jim? Hi, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Good morning. Well, they had a challenging schedule last year, and he finished 7-9. So he was rewarded with a weak schedule, a much easier schedule this year. So if he continues to just average coach, they had a 10-6.
So
it's an easier schedule, and the tough teams.
Your phone's but we get it. Yeah. Thanks for calling, Jim. The
little easier schedule.
Yeah, based on your they used to do that in the 90s all the time. They'd have a great year, and then have a tougher schedule and not do so great the following year. And then get a tougher schedule and go to the playoffs again.
There's only 2 games that are actually schedule related. Everything else is all formatted beforehand anyway. So they make the playoffs. I think he can keep his job. Ticket text 97136. Caldwell needs to win a playoff game to keep his job this season. So like Hawk Harrelson says, he gone. William in Monroe says, suffering a beatdown in the Super Bowl, he can keep his job. In order for Jim Caldwell to keep his job, he'll need to be a nice guy and believe in Jesus. That's Steve in a truck.
Oh.
What?
Which basically, that's why. So he'll keep his job. I believe the Lions will start the season 0-5, and that better be all for Jimmy. He should be fired at that point. If they keep him all season, they'll end up 4-12, 5-11.
Well, he's here for the whole season.
I think so. I think they'll win their home opener against Tennessee, but what do I know? Keep flirting with Marth Vader.
Tony, you're not the only 10 I see.
Aha, Mike in Detroit. Flirting with Marth Vader, he has to keep Martha's grass cut. And on preseason polls...
How about her space, Caldwell?
Do you notice how much you talk about things that you say mean nothing? Well, it's true, but it's always
really
interesting.
Is. It's all speculation, but
by the way,
sports is all speculation.
Yeah, did you notice, I don't know, Tony mentioned in his, we were talking about this, that Alabama plays USC in the early game. And did you see the deal with the T-shirts? Oh, it's great.
Alabama T-shirts?
Well, USC fans came out with a T-shirt saying, Roll Tears Roll.
Okay, instead of Roll Tide.
Instead of Roll Tide. Well, Alabama fans came back with one that is just hit it out of the ballpark.
Is it a Trojan reference?
No, they could have gone that way. I think they even went worse than that.
Oh, is it about the stuff being taken away?
No.
Oh.
Alabama has a player. His name is O.J. Howard.
There you go. I had a feeling that's where it was going to go.
So their T-shirt is, our O.J. only killed Clemson.
That's awesome.
Is that great? I think that's
awesome.
Great. You can order them. You can buy them. And I'm not an Alabama fan.
I couldn't.
And I liked USC as a kid. That is awesome.
That is
winner.
I couldn't imagine that would have been it, but that is gold.
I heard about it. I had to think about they must have an OJ. So OJ Howard. It's really good.
Wow, that's awesome.
Our OJ only killed Clemson, and they have a tied helmet with number 88, which is his number on.
That is great. Wow. 248-539-9797. Well, I know it happened a week ago, but this past Saturday, NBC aired an interview that Matt Lauer did with probably the biggest Olympic DB ever.
Ever.
When we say
it's
Ryan
pretty up there.
Lochte's pretty high. Who would challenge him for the Olympic DB? Oh, Phelps at one point could have.
He was more of a burnout, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know who would even come close.
The level, and not even just for this, but just because of who he is. Yeah, the level of DBery coming off of Ryan Lochte is impressive.
So he said that he and 3 teammates or 3 fellow athletes were robbed at a gas station at gunpoint. On and on and on. He told his mom, then she went to the press with it. They were robbed. Turns out they weren't robbed, but were they robbed? It was just all this back and forth. Rob! All this stuff back and forth about whether or not they were robbed. Here with Matt Lauer is...
You're glib.
You stop being glib, Matt. On with Matt Lauer. This was Saturday night during the Olympic coverage, and Ryan Lochte admits maybe he wasn't telling the truth.
Said at some point, after you refused to sit down, the security guard put the gun to your forehead and cocked it. That didn't happen?
That didn't happen, and that's why I over-exaggerated that part.
Why'd you do that?
I don't know why.
I'm dumb.
It was still
do
hours after the incident happened. I was still intoxicated.
Okay, so he's blaming alcohol.
Wasted.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Later in the interview, he said, "Well, I'm not making that an excuse. I shouldn't have said that.
It was his
I'm
main
not making
excuse.
I'm not making me being intoxicated like an excuse. I'm not doing that. It was
Yeah.
my fault, and I shouldn't have said that." So, I don't know. In his limited Lochte speaking skill set, he was trying to sort of do the right thing with Matt Lauer on Saturday, but too little, too late.
Yeah, and even if you're hammered buzz, you'd remember someone putting a gun to your head.
He flat out admits he
that.
lied about that. That's that part of it did not happen. The rest of it is sort of gray.
And here he is, like his hair. And here he is, not exactly saying he wasn't robbed.
If I were to ask you the same question again right now and say, were you robbed on Sunday morning in Rio, how would you answer it?
I'd be like, I can't answer that because I don't know because I was intoxicated, so I don't know. All I know is that there was a gun pointed at us and we were demanded to give money.
I don't know.
We were demanded.
You demanded to give money.
He said it's how you want to make it look like, whether you call it a robbery, which he did, whether you want to call it extortion, or whether it's just us paying for the damages, because there was some amount of vandalism. How much or how little is under question right now. And two security guards who were armed and who did point guns at them, asked them to pay money, they say, for the damages. If they asked them to pay for more than the damages, that would be extortion.
And here he is blaming his behavior.
And that's why I'm taking full responsibility for it.
Sort of.
Is because I over-exaggerated that story. And if I never done that, we wouldn't be in this mess. Those guys would never be in Rio, or were in Rio. None of this would have happened, and it was my immature behavior.
Okay. And, he continues, and here comes the fake crying.
I let my team down, and, I wanted to be there. Like, I don't want them to think that I left and left them dry, because, they were my teammates. I wanted to definitely be there, and I wanted to help out any way I could. And so I just wanted to make sure that they were home safe before I came out.
Aww.
I can't wait to hear from them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And here's more fake crying.
And, I'm just really sorry I'm embarrassed for myself, my family, especially those guys.
Oh.
USA Swimming, the whole Olympic Games, everyone watching. It's just, I was immature and I made a stupid mistake. I'm human. I made a mistake, and I definitely learned from this.
I'm human.
Yeah.
I'm human. I made up a lie that got worldwide attention. I'm
Only human,
Yeah.
flesh and blood.
That's I like the Olympics. My kids like them. The competition was cool as hell. I am so glad the Ryan Lochte story hopefully is over.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
I was
How old
sick of
is
that
he, by the way?
31,
32, I believe.
32.
Yeah, 32.
And he, if he can, although I don't know if he will be able to, does want to compete in 2020.
2020.
2020.
In, where is it, China?
Tokyo.
Japan. It's in Japan. 248-539-9797. Coming up at 9:50, we have your chance to win Tigers tickets.